We had a very fiery exchange this week where Senator Adam Schiff shredded EPA Administrator Zeldin for cuts to the agency that are going to adversely affect water, air, all of it. And Adam Schiff said straight up to Zeldin, you don't care how much cancer your agency causes. And this got very heated. Take a listen.
You have the biggest, you have the biggest state, so and I have to go through every single list of the grant. Well, by the way, with that wind up, by the way, I understand that you were an aspiring fiction writer. I see why.
Oh, yeah. Well, I understand your view that you can cut half of the agency and it won't affect people's health or their water, their air. That to me is a big fiction, Mr. Zeldin.
You forgot about the fact of cleaning up
I have to think,
LA
Mr. Zeldin. I think, Mr. Zeldin, if your children were drinking water, if your children were drinking water in Santa Ana, Mr. Zeldin, maybe you wouldn't be so cavalier about whether there was lead in their water. Maybe you would give a damn instead of coming in here and suggesting that any grant that takes lead out of the water must be waste, fraud, or abuse because you need
time has expired.
Because you need the money for a tax cut for rich people because you're totally beholden to the oil industry. You could give a rat's ass about how much cancer your agency causes.
The gentleman's time has expired.
You know, the thing that's tough about watching this is Adam Schiff is really trying. You know, we've had Adam Schiff on the show and I've had some conversations with him. You can say a lot of things about Adam Schiff, but he genuinely cares about the things he's talking about. He genuinely is concerned about regulatory decline and crumbling under Trump's director here in the EPA, Zeldin. And the thing that is sort of a brick wall that Adam Schiff can't get around is that Zeldin doesn't give a damn. Zeldin is just, Zeldin's not actually concerned with the substance of what Adam Schiff is talking about. Zeldin just wants to do Trump's bidding and ease regulations as much as he possibly can and make it so that Trump's corporate cronies can make as much money as possible without being constrained as they see it by regulations. That's what this is really about. And so if you're Adam Schiff, you can't, no matter what you say, you can't get Zeldin to care. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse also was getting in on the action during this hearing, and it's just all pathetic.
You're insisting on the fact.
I'm insisting on the facts. That's exactly what I'm insisting on. I'm insisting on the facts, and I now have three different versions of the facts,
that Travis
including Department of Justice lawyers
are working on this every single
day
that
admitted in
we're
court
in
that what you're saying now is not true.
We're not going to waste dollars just because you insist on EPA lighting taxpayer dollars on fire. The American taxpayers, they put President Trump in office because of people like you. They have Republicans in charge of the House and Senate because of people like you, because you don't care about 99% of this story. You don't want me to go through the list of all the evidence of waste and abuse.
No, what I want you to do,
in conflicts of interest.
What I want you to do,
unqualified recipients. You don't care about
what I want you to do is explain why the Department of Justice lawyers representing EPA in court under a duty of candor have said that everything you've just said isn't true. That's what I want.
And of course, they only have one real narrative right now, which is we've all come in descending like angels from heaven to find and root out all of the waste, fraud, and abuse. The fraud, we still haven't found a single perpetrator of that fraud. Fraud is a crime, and we still don't have a single person they've identified as committing fraud. Waste and abuse, you know, what's wasteful to a degree is in the eye of the beholder, but we know what this is really about, which is pushing a political agenda primarily, and it's very transparent. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the echo machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out the Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.